This video here is for men. Now, Kevin Samuel gave some good information, and some of y'all took that shit the wrong way. A lot of y'all took it completely out of context to fill in what you thought. Now, you say because a woman wants a man with money or wants a man with job, then that makes her a gold digger. That's the complete opposite of Kevin Samuel's message. His message was a woman should not be getting pregnant or being in a relationship with a man who's a bum. See, you can't have it both ways. You can't want a woman who stays home, cooks and cleans and fills the motherly role, but you're not providing. How the fuck you want her to go to work and pay half the bills or help with the bills, but you're not helping with the chores or the cooking or the taking care of the children, etc.? See, you can't have this both ways. That's bullshit. And you know it's bullshit. And the reality is, you want to use a message out of context so it could fit in with you. If you're a bum who sleeps on a couch somewhere, and I've been a bum before, we all have, we've all had times in our life where we were broke, where we didn't have anything going on for us. You shouldn't be trying to get with any women, have babies, do etc. And we've all been in that position before. And the reality is, you are not ready for that. You want a woman to be a wife or to do wife things, but you don't want to do husband things. You have to take care of that woman. If you want her to be your wife, you want her to be home doing things, or she can go get a job and she can help provide and help pay the bills. But guess what? You should help out with the house chores. You should help out with the cooking. You should help out with taking care of the children. See, a relationship is 50-50, and a lot of you guys want to make it 80-20. You're not doing husband things to demand wife activities. This is the reality of the situation. So you have to choose. Now, my wife works part-time when she wants, and she takes her money and she does whatever she wants, but she pays bills and stuff. And she buys me a lot of things all the time. My wife has money. She's always buying me stuff constantly. As a matter of fact, she's bought me like a $400 recliner for Father's Day. She's always buying me shit. So my wife has no problem paying the bills and doing the cleaning, whatever. So she cleans, I cook. She's helping out with the bills. If I'm out working or I'm doing this, etc., and I'm getting these bills paid, then my wife doesn't have any problem doing the other things in the house, making sure the laundry's done, making sure everything's clean, making sure this is done. And the kids help out too. But the reality is, you cannot have it both ways. You want a woman to help you pay bills and do all the house chores and everything. You don't want a wife. You want a slave. You want an employee that you don't give a paycheck to. You are not in a position to be demanding these type of things, and it's delusional behavior. And this is why there's so many families that have bad male role models. If you have daughters, you have little girls, and they watch you not providing, is this what you want them to marry? A guy who doesn't do what he's supposed to do? A guy who doesn't make sure their mother's straight in everything she needs? Because she's going to look for a man that relates to her father. Or she's going to end up hating you and maybe go look for a girl because you've made her hate all men. Who knows? But the reality of this situation is, you have to provide a better example for your families. If you want a wife who's doing wife things, then you go out and do the husband things. Make sure that rent's paid. Make sure the electric's paid, the car insurance. Make sure you got a vehicle to get to where you need to get to. Or at least you're making a conscious effort to get these things done. The best effort that you can possibly make. Or if you want to work together, there's nothing wrong with that either, but help out. Do some chores, do some cooking. Dust something, mop something, sweep something. Do something. Because the reality that some of you men live in is just as ridiculous as the reality that these females live in. Now, a lot of females like, oh, I want a man who makes $100,000 a year. And you got ridiculous women. I seen a woman say $500,000 a year is not a lot. Bitch, where? Where the hell is $500,000 a year not a lot of money? Dubai? This is how delusional some of these women are. And some of you men are just as delusional. You want a woman to do everything while you do partial activities, while you put partial energy into this shit. Like, bro, you work at McDonald's. if you get a woman, you're going to need her to help out. You don't make enough money to provide for your family. So you either need to get a second job, and then you don't have time for that, or you need to get a better job. Go to college, go to trade school while you're working the job. Worry about that. Focus on that. Build yourself up until you have enough money that you can afford to have a wife, so that you can afford to run a home, so you can afford to have a family. There are too many people going into relationships who cannot afford these relationships. Bro, you can barely take care of yourself. You just went and got a woman pregnant. What the fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? A condom is free, bro. You could have went down to Planned Parenthood and got a whole box of condoms for free. I didn't have my first child until I was in my 30s. I mean, I was in prison for a bunch of years, as everybody knows, but yeah, once I was home, I had plenty of opportunity to get bitches pregnant. I did not. I had my first child when I was in my 30s. I didn't have no kids at 16, 17. I was out here fucking tons of bitches. Didn't have no kids because I knew I couldn't afford to take care of them kids. I couldn't afford to support those kids. This is common sense. Get yourself together. Do what you need to do to be established, and then go find a woman who's going to be a wife. Until then, you're not ready.